What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have the new Tesla Model Y Juniper refresh. It's just going to be called the refresh at this point. It's the second generation Model Y that Tesla has come out with, and this is the 2026 variant. I do think it looks night and day better over their original one, just as the Model 3 before they refreshed that one, and it is definitely a pleasure to drive. We actually just took delivery of it. I want to go over our experience. We're going to have a ton of content on this. If you're thinking about buying a Tesla in general, whether it's a Model Y, 3, X, S, Cybertruck, make sure you use that referral code down below. It greatly helps out the channel. I do appreciate it. So having said that, let's go ahead and talk about some of these changes, a lot of which are going to be visually different on this as opposed to the ones you're used to historically. And as you can see right off the bat, from the front end, your new daytime running lights are all the way across the front in this light bar style pattern, similar to what we have in the Cybertruck, with all of its regular lighting, the headlights down below. It does have a much more aggressive look. I think it really looks amazing from this front end. It's not as bubbly on the slanted hood anymore, and just really gives it a much more aggressive stance. And then of course you have these new 19-inch stock wheels with the new aero covers that again look great, get you more mileage than ever at over 350 miles. Now, there has been some talk now that the new standard Model Y is out, if you can use those new 18-inch wheels on here, and I do believe you can, to even get better range, closer to around 400 miles, which would be insane for this baby here. And then again, if you were just to look at it from the side profile here, you wouldn't really tell there's a ton different, because in this view, it is very comparable. And then obviously you do have the back here with that new light bar and the Tesla badging across. And this is where, again, I think it does shine. I think it looks really good here. And then you do have your auto opening trunk. There's that light bar, as you can see. You have your parcel shelf that does come standard. Let's move this off of it. It does fold up if you want. And then you do have a ton of cargo storage under here even if you needed. So you're getting a ton of room here. And then also again, down here even further back, you have another little sub trunk if you needed extra room. Again, you're not going to fit too much back here, but it is a little bit extra as well. One of the other really nice additions this year is the automatic seat recline and lift if you need a fold. You can see just how easy that is with a press of the button. Lays flat. It actually pushes the front driver and passenger seats up if needed to make room for that seat folding. And then again, equally awesome is that it can lift back up itself, and yeah, just another little quality of life improvement that I think is super good. Back down here again, in your storage compartments, you do have a pretty deep side pocket on the left and again on the right. So storage is not a problem in this vehicle. And then obviously your auto closing trunk with a single button, as has been common now in the last couple of years. And then in the back of the vehicle here as well now, you are going to be able to, let me actually mute this. So in the back here now, you are able to somewhat recline your chairs with this button right here. And you can see, pull them up a good little distance and then back down if you so choose. It does have a lot of room there, if that's something you're interested in. And obviously now again also you do have that rear infotainment system right here, doing everything it's done for the last couple of years now, or generations, where you can control your fan for your AC or heater, the seating to move the seats front and back, your music, any sort of media playback, your arcade games, and your settings as well, if you need to link a Bluetooth device or anything like that. But yeah, there is a ton of room here. As you can see, this is my normal seating position, and you can see just how much room there is. There is no concern there at all for space. One of the other best features here is the all-in-one top glass panel on the roof. It is a little different material than in the past, but as opposed to, again, the Model 3 where there's that bar up top, there is no bar. It is one solid piece. So very cool to see that. I do like the new accents on the door. It's a light gray. Obviously you have your light bar as well. You can see it right on that side in a little bit darker of a shaded environment. Up top you have your light for the back. Same here. You can actually just press it to toggle on and off, and then also a hook for garments. Again, standard, nothing crazy or new there, but just something to be made aware of. And then jumping up front, this is where we have a little bit of a change from even the most recent Model 3. As you can see on the steering wheel here, we now have our turnstock back. People were not a fan, so Tesla actually listened and brought back the stock. It is no longer buttons on here, coming from a Cybertruck and a new refreshed Model 3. I was used to it. It wasn't that difficult. I didn't see the big deal there. However, using this now for a day or so, I see why they brought it back. It does make it just a little easier. You do have your 2 fast charging wireless chargers here. You're gonna have your storage that again is very deep down here if you need to put something in. 2 cup holders, and then obviously right down here, some extra storage as well, plus a USB Type-C port with 2 more in the back. And that is one thing I forgot to mention. In the trunk, there is actually a 12-volt adapter as well, or a cigarette lighter if that's something you need. And then looking at the actual infotainment display, you can see it right here. Nothing new or different from any of the most recent Teslas with the Ryzen processors. Super responsive, super easy to navigate. Everything is just under your vehicle settings for controls, dynamics, charging, autopilot obviously, which we'll talk about here in a minute, your locks, your lights, your seats, your display, schedule, safety, service, software, 49 miles on this baby, navigation on how you want to be routed, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, your audio settings, and any eligible upgrades. So yeah, it is a lot. However, it definitely does fit the bill and will suffice for a lot of people. If you want to control your AC, that's obviously right under here as well. And again, not new necessarily to this specific model, but we do have that new option to actually swing your AC vent if that's something you want to take advantage of, where it will simply go like this in a fan motion instead of keeping it blowing on you directly. But aside from that, everything else is Tesla. If you're familiar with it and have used them in the past, you know exactly what you're getting into and how they work. Aside from that, I really do think white interior does look great. Quicksilver looks awesome as well. And this is just going to be probably one of my favorite color combinations that Tesla offers currently. So yeah. And then like we said, talking about autopilot and FSD supervised and all that, there will be a ton of updates coming right now. We are still on a factory build. Actually, I take that back. This is the first time we're not actually on a factory build. We're on a typical build of 20, 25, 38, 8. But this is the one with Tron. It does still not have FSD 14.1. So when that rolls out, we'll be doing a whole test and a actual distance test as well for range to see exactly how it operates. So that is a quick first look at the new 2026 refresh Model Y from Tesla. Again, all of the updates they've done, design quality, aerodynamics, it looks night and day over. The double pane glass keeps the ride a lot quieter. The updated suspension makes the ride smoother and all around a much better experience. So if you're thinking about picking one up, again, use that referral link down below. We greatly appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts as well on the refresh, what you'd like to see in a future video, and also what accessories you think we should grab first. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.